Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome to Changing the Lost Vanity. Vanity is a first edition Chronicles of Darkness game set in southern Florida during the year 1993. Follow Katrina, played by Tillman, Raymond, played by Chris, Isabel, played by Andrew, Frank, played by Slavic, and Adam as the storyteller, as they uncover the mysteries of the true Fae and forge new paths for themselves in a world of beauty and madness. Follow us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM for channel updates, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
So it's about 7 o'clock right now. Actually, no. We'll say it's later. This is a nightclub, not a day club, you guys. It's like 9:30 right now, and you guys are all separately starting to get yourselves ready to head to the grand opening of the Pulse Club. It's sort of like an impromptu freehold meeting, like I had said. Raymond, how are you going to the club?
So I'm just gonna basically have some charcoal pants on, like a white button-up shirt, like no tie, just like the top couple buttons undone, maybe the bottom cuffs of the sleeves rolled up a couple times, put on not like a Rolex, but you know what I mean, a decent watch, and have some black dress shoes, and a black leather belt. But he's not dressed to the nines or anything like that, you know what I mean, and just kind of put on, he has the shirt starched with the pants, a little bit and everything like that. Basically he has a closet full of these, different kind of polos or shirts like this and slacks that he wears either to his practice, you know what I mean, or when he goes out to events like this. So yeah, that's what he's kind of dressed as, and has a little bit of cologne on, or not cologne, a little bit of aftershave from when he shaved, so maybe you can smell that, but nothing too fancy.
And how are you going to make your way down there? I'm assuming Raymond has a car, right? What type of car does he drive?
He probably drives a older model, kind of maybe an older model Cadillac, like a 5-6 year old Cadillac, something like that. Nothing brand new or super expensive or anything to that extent. Just you know what I mean, something that kind of shows he might still appreciate nicer vehicles, but nothing like that obviously is going to cost an arm and a leg or anything like that.
I mean, you're not where you were before your durance, but you are a somewhat successful plastic surgeon. You can have a Cadillac. It's not, that wouldn't raise any red flags or anything.
Especially that view,
Yeah.
It's not it's not a fancy one or anything to that extent. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, so we'll say that you're driving down to the Pulse nightclub for the opening. Isabel, you're getting yourself ready to head out. What's that entail?
Quite a few things. Isabel is the type who has, since she's been looking forward to this so long, she has had picked out an outfit for the past couple of days at least, and spends hours, or at least an hour, just taking care of her hair and putting on makeup, lipstick, the whole 9 yards. She's dressing up as dressed up she can possibly get. It doesn't matter if this is just a little opening of a club or whatever. It's to her, it's huge. This is a thing that is a big deal to her. So she wants to look her absolute best, and so she will be wearing a tight form-fitting dress and black dress. Something that accentuates her natural beauty, and heels and makeup and everything. And so she'll be going out with, just that small handbag, and just with eagerness looking forward to the events to come.
Okay, awesome. So I'm assuming you're just going to hop in your Firebird and head down there. Anything else you wanted to do before that, or
no?
Cool.
Just note that she's really into this.
Absolutely. This is definitely her thing. This is definitely her element. Katrina, what are you doing before this grand reopening? Sorry.
Well, as I said, she would just shower from training and so on and change into something not as nice as Isabel is wearing, probably, but still nice enough. Like a summer dress, maybe not black, but a bit colorful, like big colorful dots or something on there. I don't think she's as concerned with makeup. For her, it's something that a costume designer helps her with, if it is important. But she herself does the basics, and she doesn't have a car, as far as I remember.
All right, so public transportation for you then?
Yeah, I think so. So that
Very
will take
cool,
a while.
Very cool. It won't take that long, to be honest. Okay, so
I could propose something. I mean, I don't know. We're members of the same court. I would take it that we know each other, maybe, or familiar.
Absolutely. I should have said this earlier. You guys being court mates. All right, let me just say first, you're vaguely familiar, at least vaguely familiar with every, changeling that's part of your freehold. Like, there's not really many like new faces. Like, you've seen them. You go to meetings and stuff like that, whether or not you know them personally. Everybody in your court, pretty damn well. Like, you guys have probably done a few things together, not like gone on crazy adventures through the hedge and like killed hedge beasts together and stuff like that. But, like you've handled some of your court's dealings together. Raymond, you would know Katrina and vice versa, as well as, Frank and Isabel. You guys would know each other pretty well. Also, you probably know like a few people. I mean, Raymond especially, you are in pretty good with the summer court, so you would actually probably know Frank and Isabel to a pretty good degree as well. And in general, like changelings that are part of this freehold, there's not like a crazy like court rivalries or anything like that. The idea of the freehold of Fort Lauderdale was to be like a more laid back example of the courtly freehold system than what Miami was doing. Miami's always been very tumultuous, to say the least. Lots of different rivalries between courts, occasionally violence happening, stuff like that, stuff that just didn't, bring the right attention to changelings and, just actually made life harder for them. So that's why the freehold of Fort Lauderdale became a thing. The current king of the Winter Court had founded it in the 70s to try to break out from the Miami freehold and just start his own thing. And people who are part of the freehold of Fort Lauderdale kind of take like a more diplomatic approach, kind of take the approach of working together with other courts to solve things instead of plotting against each other and stuff like that. That's not to say that has never happened or will never happen. Everybody has their own motivations and stuff like that, whether it's on the surface or not. But in general, this is a freehold that works together. You guys, you are going to an event for the previous spring queen who has just come into this new property. You're going there to celebrate her and her success and her court's success and the unity that you guys have as a freehold. So yes, you do know Katrina. You do know Frank and Isabel.
I'm just saying I could pick up Katrina on the way there.
Absolutely.
If she's cool with it, or I don't know if that's something that his character, your character would do, Tillman, or whatever.
Well, if you suggested it first, probably yes, but I don't think Katrina would put Raymond in that position because she knows, well, if I ask someone to drive me,
yeah,
they're going to be obligated. They can't drink, they can't have fun.
Yeah. He would offer it, but I mean, not saying like you and I, at this moment in the story at least, aren't like the best of pals. It's just the fact that he has a good relationship with Nora, you know what I mean? The queen of the Autumn Court.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, this is his way of doing his part, is to like help out. So yeah, I'd be willing to pick you up. Maybe we set it up in the.
We could say that Norma had kind of called on you to pick up Katrina. If you guys are cool with kind of me changing it back a little bit, if that's cool with you guys. So we'll say like earlier in the day, like Norma had called you at your office, Raymond, and she had kind of asked you to pick up Katrina for this grand opening. And this is something that Norma is really excited about too. She's good friends with Allison, the leader of the Spring Court. All those guys are good friends, you know, summer, winter, they're all buds, like especially the people who kind of take the lead for their you know, court. Yeah, so we can say that Norma had called you at your office and asked you to pick up Katrina, who you know, she doesn't have a car, and she wants all of her court members to be there. You know, it looks good if you guys are all there. That means she has a good, you know, reign on her people, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Cool.
Is that cool with you guys?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll say then, Tillman, you are kind of just waiting for Raymond to swoop by and grab you, because you know, you had that planned out earlier, and you know, you're expecting a ride from him. So we'll say that you are kind of standing on the steps to your apartment building. You're outside right now, kind of sitting on a short stone wall that's above the steps that lead to the door into your apartment building, and you're kind of just sitting there. And then after maybe a minute or 5 minutes or so, you see Raymond's Cadillac pull up, and you know that that's Raymond's car, and you know who Raymond is, of course.
So I get out and I like open the door for you. Just kind of like stand there.
Ah, how nice. Thank you.
I just kind of nod and I close the door and I walk around the front of the car to my side and get in and start it. And then I'd probably drive for like silence for like a minute, and then I just kind of like look over at you and I'm like, "How was your day?"
Oh, well, tiring a bit, but I'm excited for tonight.
Suppose I'm looking forward to it. It's always nice to socialize with our type in open environments, not really feel the need to be secretive, I suppose. How's everything holding up with the dancing, though? Finding much success lately with it?
Not recently, just been practicing. I don't know, I've been staying away from the tournaments for too long. I need to get back on that.
Why are you avoiding them?
First I needed to find a new dance partner. Now that I found him, I don't know, sometimes I get uncomfortable. It's all still so new, but I think I just need to go for it, you know, but I'm not making the step.
Hard to build relationships after what we experienced, right?
Sounds like you have it much harder than me.
I prefer not to have relationships, really, to be honest with you. Not that I'm against them or anything to that extent. I just found nowadays I find comfort more in a good book and the sound of the waves right by my house. And occasionally, if I feel like I need companionship, well, we always have our court and our companions in the city, right?
Right, quite so. And you have a nice car.
If you would call this, some would think that this is a junker, and I kind of just pat the dash, you know? Do you find it, though, to where people like your partner or people who are in the dance scene, you find it hard to relate to them now?
I don't know. I don't know if it's just that I have changed or things have changed. I mean, dancing still is everything to me, but it's not the same everything.
And maybe it's almost has more of an importance in your life than they could ever comprehend, I would assume.
Wow, that's a difficult thought. I don't know.
I suppose I should change the subject. This conversation may be a little too heavy for a night such as this. I'm just often curious. Sometime I would like to probably go and see you dance, see what all the hoopla is about. I just kind of smile.
I'll let you know about the tournaments.
I hope you can overcome whatever's stopping you from doing that. That'd really bring joy to me.
I think for me too. But you know, anxiety.
Anxiety is on the shoulders of all of us. Some of us just hide better, I assume. I just kind of look back at the road and stay quiet as I drive the rest of the way.
That was awesome, you guys. And I just want to say, Norma, your court leader, Katrina, she has gone to see a few of your tournaments in the past. She really takes pride in the success of her courtiers, you know? And she's gotten plastic surgery from you, Raymond. No, I'm just kidding. Also, it's like, and like you as a changeling, Katrina, you understand the sort of the impossibility of relating to another mortal human being like your dance partner in the way that he would like you to relate to him. You understand that, like, because you are what you are now, that's just not really ever an option that you've ever considered. But then again, you also realize that contact with human beings and interactions with human beings are what keep changelings grounded. It's what lets them maintain their clarity and their sanity. People who try, and you've seen this before, you've been a changeling for a little while now, and you've seen this happen before. People who try to cut off their associations with humanity totally, they suffer for it. They go mad. They lose the ability to differentiate what's real and what's not real. And it's sad. You've seen it happen to members of your own court. You've seen it happen to members of other courts, and it's just all changelings, all lost, have gone through this insane experience. Not everybody is able to bounce back from that.
I would almost say that like Raymond is in the very first baby steps of heading in that direction. You know what I mean? Like he's not there yet, but like him, like just work and then home, and then only going out for like interactions with the lost, not really having any kind of like a normal life.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Like he's starting.
That would put you on that path potentially. Not saying you would immediately just start to unravel, but that sort of lifestyle. Yeah, and I mean, you Raymond, you have quite a bit of knowledge in, like you have 3 dots in occult fae. So I'm just going to say that about clarity and about how it works. What can happen too, but I mean, it's just it's one of those things that it's just even though what the potential outcome could be, it's hard to change who you are, especially after such a insane experience,
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. All right. Anything else you guys wanted to add for that scene? That was amazing, by the way. Great interaction.
I think I'm good.
All right. I'm going to go on to Frank. All right, Frank. It's about 9:30. You know that your court mates and your other freehold mates will be heading to the Pulse nightclub soon. Your king, Emmanuel Rice, has asked you personally to go and to sit at his side, to represent the summer court. You are somewhat of his right hand, his enforcer, and he wants you there to make an appearance. So, how are you planning on getting down there? There's buses, there's taxis. You could walk. It might take you a little bit, though.
I think Frank will drive his ancient Honda Civic from who knows what time that he sort of got from as a hand-me-down from one of his courtmates or something. And they taught him to drive it. The first couple of years were rough.
I'm just imagining you doing burnouts in a parking lot, and they're just like, no.
Don't forget that he's always almost every car is too small for him. So
yeah, manual or automatic.
I mean, it's America, so
I would hope it's automatic. I mean,
many a clutch were ruined in the
All right. Is there anything you're doing before you head out to the club, or?
Oh yeah, he probably has ripped jeans or something,
or
maybe sweatpants, and he has a tracksuit jacket.
Styling. All right, that's awesome. Okay. So, is there anything else, or are you just gonna head down there?
Yeah, I'm just head down there, or if anyone from my court needs a ride.
Okay, we'll say no. Nobody had reached out to you for a ride about that. So, You're flying solo.
Just me and Fluffy. Way with
Soon,
meant to-
Fluffy. Oh yeah, and that's right. And you're bringing Fluffy, so you're not flying solo. Got a awesome co-pilot. It's gonna definitely get you some chicks tonight. All right. So we will say that Raymond and Katrina kind of arrive in the Las Olas area first. You see the nightclub because there's a pretty decent line of people standing outside. You guys found some street parking that's just like, not too far away, maybe like a minute walk. And you can see like the line of excited people to go check out this this reopening of this nightclub. So when Allison, the queen of the Spring Court, had purchased this property, it had been like a different nightclub. Still the same style. Like house music is really popular in Southern Florida. So like a lot of clubs, most of them are just playing like house music and stuff like that, maybe with some sort of like a Latin influence thrown in there. And for the most part, Allison has kind of kept it in a similar, same style of club. The aesthetic of the club is completely different, but it's still like a house, like Latin music club, and there's a decent crowd that's kind of gathered to see this place open. You notice right off the bat they're all mortals, of course, but the bouncer, the man who's standing the door, you notice him as Craig Baker. He's a changeling from your freehold. He's a member of the Winter Court, and he is a ogre. Raymond, if you saw him, you'd probably know that he is what they call a gristle grinder. He is an ogre with a just very disgusting mouth full of jagged, rotten teeth, and that's just like part of his. One of his like main features that you just kind of can't really disregard when you see him or you see him talk or anything like that. You don't know him personally. You've seen him at functions. You know he's kind of the big dude for people in the Winter Court, and he's working the door, letting people in, checking IDs for people who are young, telling people no, you can't come in if there's like too much dude. Just doing like the regular like doorman bouncer stuff. And he sort of eyes you guys as you're exiting the car, and I'm assuming you guys are kind of making your way up the street towards the club.
Yeah, I'm gonna like kind of walk next to her, like she's equal or whatever. You know what I mean? While we walk up to the door.
And so as you get to the door, he notices the two of you, and he just holds a clipboard in front of him, and you see the clipboard. It's just a blank piece of paper, and he just says, "Okay, yep, great," and he lets you guys in right ahead of the line.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, Andrew just made a really good point. Let's describe our Fey means at this point. So, Raymond and Katrina, describe like what your changeling aspects kind of look like in this scene. How they're, paint the picture for me a little bit.
So Raymond's changeling aspect, basically, he's, because I take it like they would see the same clothes that like we'd wear normally, right? They see that, or do they not see that? Or
clothes remain the same. They're not affected by the mask unless there's a certain type of thing. It's called hedge spun, and you know that hedge spun clothes are clothes that are made inside of the hedge. They have magical properties, and those have a mask in the same way that changelings do, where a mortal will see something different than what another changeling would see. But for regular, mundane human clothes, those are completely unaffected by being a changeling.
Okay, so he basically he looks like he's almost he has a humanoid shape. You know what I mean, like a male shape. And when I say that it's like smoky in nature, I don't mean like there's wisps of him coming off. I'm just talking about like his structure looks like it's as if it's made from smoke, but you could tell like there's a jawline, but you can't tell like there's eye sockets there, and there's like a shape of a mouth when he speaks, but there's no like clear distinct when you look at him. Like looking at me, you can't see like my eyes shape or my pupils, or you know what I mean, or teeth or anything to that extent. You know what I'm saying? But you can see like you can tell if he smiles, or you can tell if he frowns, or you know what I mean. You can tell his facial mannerisms. That's currently what's at the moment now. Very like you can tell when he's looking at you or when he's speaking to you, obviously. But like that's how he looks at the moment.
Okay, yeah, and I always from your descriptions of him and stuff, I always imagine it as like, and I mean, you can totally, shut me down if I'm just like dead wrong on this, but I imagine it as like a sculpture of a head that's like not completed yet. Like you can see like the sockets where the eyes would be. You can see like like the undetailed shape of ears, or like the undetailed beginnings of a mouth or a nose or cheekbones or regular facial features, but it's just kind of like
basic. The foundation.
Yes, it's the foundation. Exactly. It's exactly what I'm trying to say.
That's exactly what I'm going for. Yep.
Okay, awesome. And just really quick, I feel like I should have described Craig a little bit more. He's like I said, he's a big ogre. He's a gristle grinder, so he has this distinctive trait of just disgusting, huge, rotted teeth. And he's dressed in a way that, he's trying to appear right for the club, but it's just not working out. He's got this blazer over this dirty ass white t-shirt that's just going right above his belly button. It can hardly cover his gut. And, he's tried to button it, but he can't button it all the way. It's definitely a size too small. It's this really ugly, like orange neon color, very flamboyant. You can see he's got a few gold chains on. And just, and he doesn't have like hair really. It's just kind of like these really small, sort of like, it looks almost like twigs that just kind of are protruding from his skull. And one thing I wanted to say, like, for the most part, you see changelings in their changeling form. They can make it. A changeling can spend glamour to make it so other changelings see them in their mortal form. So if you wanted to, you could spend glamour, and people would see Raymond. Other changelings would see Raymond the human, not Raymond the mirror skin.
How do you get glamour back if I was to spend it to do that?
Yeah, good question. So basically, you get glamour anytime like a human has like an emotional response to you. You understand, like humans are the key to glamour for the most part. I mean, there's other ways, but for the most part, people changelings get glamour from their interactions with humans and the effects they can have on them. They can reap grammar. They can get glamour from other ways too, but for the most part, it's causing an emotional reaction within a person is what allows the changeling to feed in a sense and take
it has to match
glamour.
Your court, right? If I remember correctly, it has to match your court or something like that.
So you get more glamour when you are able to like inspire your court's emotion. So you being an Autumn Court member, if you scared the shit out of somebody, you would get more glamour than if you made them feel sorrow or made them feel desire. But generally, it's just emotional responses will get you glamour, if I understand correctly.
If I do like plastic surgery and to help someone basically look a certain way, I could get glamour off of that, right? Like,
yeah, I mean,
like if I make him happy or
absolutely, yeah. Like so, I mean, that could tie into like feelings of desire. If they're fucking scared as shit of getting surgery, you could possibly be reaping some glamour based on their fear.
I was gonna say I would like to spend glamour then to look like my normal human self.
Even to the other changelings. Okay.
Yeah, other changelings. Okay, absolutely. So I'm gonna mark one off of my thing. So.
And the reason why I brought that up is There's like a way. I mean, like when you look at another changeling, you see their fey means, but like when you squint and you look at them sideways and you try to really focus on like the ways that they might appear mortal, part of you, the weird allows you to see it a little bit. I mean, you can't like focus on them in like this mortal form unless they have spent the glamour to just be full mask. You know what I mean?
An interesting tidbit to strengthening the mask is that even when you spend the glamour to hide yourself, your shadow still shows your true form.
Oh, that's very interesting. I did not realize that. That's actually pretty cool, though.
Yeah. So like I'll say like this for future interactions. Like Raymond, if he is in like in a normal social status like this, will spend the glamour to like where people see his mask. But if anything shakes him, like if any of his emotions start playing up, especially his anger, he'll drop that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like maybe it's even like subconsciously he'll just drop it. You know what I mean? To show like, okay, like when his mood starts swinging, So all right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was just
No,
curious.
not at all, not at all. This is awesome, and so you're saying like you're the type to when you can, you try to remain in your masked form, even among your peers. That's just your. I mean,
unless I get an emotional state, like when I'm in the somber kind of state I am now, I try to stay human. When I get an emotional state, it's like a buildup. It's like first he'll drop the mask and he'll look how we described he'll look, and then when his anger starts rising, remember I said like red will start creeping into the like red swirls of smoke will start creeping into, you know what I mean, that foundation. That's when he's like mad, you know what I mean? So, or when he's upset or angry. So, but yeah.
And it's definitely like a thing that you've seen like other changelings do before. Some of them are just not comfortable in their changeling form. They're embarrassed, they're horrified, they feel ugly, they don't want to be seen in that way. They just want even their court mates, even their fellow changelings to see them as the human that is no longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. That's how mine is, but yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So, and Katrina, did I have you describe your fame means? Sorry, I got a little sidetracked with all that.
Not yet.
Right, shoot.
It goes the complete opposite direction of that of Raymond. It is more defined instead of less defined. Like every feature about her seems exaggerated. She has longer legs, longer neck, thinner waist, and her facial features are very much effective. And her skin is painted in like this pastel painting. Like it's not very highly detailed, but you can definitely make out it's painted like a rose bush, and basically red hair forms like the tip of a flower.
Very nice, very nice.
And she will keep that look for the evening.
And when you say her face is painted, is that something that is like a part of her mask, a part of her fame her fame means? Sorry, I'm getting it twisted now.
Yeah,
is that some
permanent now?
Okay, like, awesome.
I guess when she escaped, it was only a temporary thing, but then she couldn't rub it off anymore.
Okay, great. All right, so he opens the door, and Craig Baker, the Winter Court doorman that had just looked at the list and given you guys the nod to go in. He kind of opens up the those heavy metal doors that have the push bar that you open in places like that, in all sorts of different like school buildings, office buildings. It's like one of those just heavy double doors, you know what I mean? And he pushes up the side of it and just kind of holds it open and leans back for you guys to go in.
I motioned for her to walk ahead of me, like, ladies first kind of thing.
I walk ahead.
All right.
And I follow, like, behind.
Give a small thank you and to what was his name? Craig.
Craig. Yep.
Craig.
So as you guys walk in, all sound is kind of just drowned out by this blasting, loud house music that's coming from speakers that are, all over the place. Just to describe what this place looks like really quick, you guys have just entered like the main door. And so as you look forward, you can see there's just like a main bar, which is this really, really long, extravagant glass surfaced bar with these blue lights underneath that are just kind of, it looks like a illuminated like ice cube almost. And it stretches out pretty far. And there's like about 3 bartenders tending bar, like, you know, throughout this long bar table. And then you can see that on this, you know, where the bar ends, there's some stairs that kind of go out, leading upstairs. And there's like a separate level upstairs where there's kind of like a booths and tables and stuff like that, sort of like places where people can sit, and like places where there's kind of like a VIP area. And then further beyond that, you can see some stairs that lead up into like the office of, or I don't know if I would say office, but kind of like the back room, maybe the place where the owner, the manager, or whoever is in charge would be hanging out, you know? And, oh yeah, I forgot this part. Right before the bar, there's, so you can see the bar ahead of you. It's sort of along the back, and in the middle, there's this just giant dance floor. And the floor appears to be made out of like the same thing that the countertop of the bar is made out of, this clear, almost glass looking, almost crystal looking material with different blue lights kind of shining to the rhythm of the music. It's a really nice setup. It's the direction that she's taken it is a lot classier, a lot more intricate than the previous owner had. And you see like a sea of mortal people just dancing the night away, getting drinks. It's just the basic, you know, pop-in nightclub on a Friday night. And looking beyond the bar to where the stairs are, you see up on like the second floor where the booths are, there's kind of like an area of like private tables, I would say. There's like a small chain that clips with another doorman who bouncer who will, you know, kind of unclip the chain to let people in and out. And it's just, you know, obviously it's just to prevent, you know, people who aren't VIP from entering into the VIP area. And you guys see Norma there sitting at one of these private VIP tables. She has 4 other changelings with her. And these are people that you recognize as your courtmates. So yeah, you see her. She's sitting with essentially the rest of the Autumn Court, and you guys kind of are able to make your way up to where she's at if you want.
I'll look at Katrina. Would you like to join the others?
Yes, of course.
After you, then. I kind of just probably don't hide the fact I'm uncomfortable, and you don't need places like this now, you know?
Okay. All right, and then I want to skip for a second. We will say that Isabel is arriving to the club now.
Okay. Isabel would take a approach to the door that makes sure she gets the most attention possible by walking past the entire line. You know, making sure that she's noticed by as many people as possible, you know, just trying to see if anyone's looking at her in any way. And if she gets any like eyes looking at her direction, maybe give a wink and just keep walking towards the front. As far as her mean, she's, I was thinking, I know you said we could like just describe it however we want, but I kind of like the idea of having an increasing one over time to kind of add to the personal horror of the slow change of becoming more and more in tune with her changeling side. So at first, like with only just one in her weird, I want to say that she has like the long fingernails, pointed ears, and just like the solid black eyes and just accentuated curves of like a succubus. Some like there's like maybe just a hint of like little horns coming out of her forehead, but nothing dramatic or anything yet. She just looks just overall a little somewhat intimidating, somewhat like alluring.
And so yeah, as you approach the club, just so many heads turn as you walk past this line of people, males, females, just so many people in the line are taken by your strange beauty. And that's a thing too. Like, even changelings have this way of them that they can, they can be like weird and beautiful at the same time. And it's not something that's easy to explain, but it's, even another changeling who sees you, even if you have like certain features, sometimes changelings will have features that are horrific, and they have features that are just like absolutely stunning. And it's like, a lot of them are just this weird balance of stuff like that. And I really like what you said. You want to keep your fey mean as kind of like a more subdued thing. I think that's very cool. And yeah, that's awesome. We should definitely. So yeah, and Craig, the doorman, sees you. You recognize him. Not that you like know him per se, but you know that is Craig of the Winter Court. And he gives you a smile with his. You can see the just empty black spaces where teeth should be in certain parts, and you see the jagged kind of somewhat fangs. Like, some are fang-like, some are like just totally flat. It's just like a mismatch of just nasty teeth. And he gives you this smile. And
she'll return it, definitely. She's not put off by his form at all.
Oh yeah. And he looks at the blank piece of paper again, and he says, "Yep, right this way." And just like the others, he leans back and pushes the door open for you. And
she'll make sure that she just ever so slightly brushes up against him as she passes and give him a smile.
And he chuckles at that. Because he knows, he definitely recognizes that you are a looker. You are, you get attention from everybody you pass because you have this striking beauty, and these very features that just inspire lust. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and she's definitely trying to play that up while she's here. This whole thing, this is a chance for her to kind of like flex,
Yeah. Awesome. All right.
She'll brush right past him and just kind of smile. And when she comes inside, just kind of take a brief look around at like everything that's going on, and she'll go to the bar.
Okay, awesome. All right, so you approach this really, like I described, it's this long glass countertop bar. There's about 3 bartenders working there. And I also just want to add, all the staff at this place is mortal.
Okay.
There's no like changelings that are kind of like passing out drinks or anything like that. It is the type of place where there are staff that will walk around with a tray and maybe give out free drinks to people and try to keep the party atmosphere going and stuff like that. But everybody that works there is human, and there's nothing to indicate that they, are keen to
anything supernatural.
Yeah, exactly. They don't even realize that you guys are part of any type of groups or anything like that. So yeah, you approach the bar, and there's this young guy. He's the bartender. You see him. He's got this blonde hair that's short on the sides. It's feathered up in the front a little bit, and it's long in the back. It's the classic mullet. And he's got this white button-up shirt and a black bow tie, which you notice is what all the staff is wearing. And he's shaking a martini shaker back and forth. And he notices you, and he immediately is you just see his face somewhat change as he's taken by your appearance, and he's just like, "Well, hello, miss. What can I get you today?"
Cosmo.
Coming right up.
And she'll kind of give him a coy smile and just take this like, she wants to put on the body language of someone who is approachable.
Mm-hmm.
She's here to get attention. She's here to dance, and she wants someone to talk to her.
Very cool. And you see, he finishes up the drink that he's working on, and he goes to make your Cosmo. All the while, he's just kind of looking back at you, seeing that you kind of gave him a look, and he's just you get this air that he's kind of just like, whoa, is that babe really talking to me right now? Is this really happening? And he's like, man, I knew this job would fucking rock, man. And like, so you see him, he's shaking your drink, he's trying to look pretty fucking cool for you, he's like trying to do some bar tricks, swing a bottle around and catch it, and he does clumsily catch it before dropping it to the ground. But yeah, he finishes whipping up your drink and kind of suavely slides it over to you.
She will take a moment to just kind of stir it, take a sip, and then thank him.
He says, "You're welcome." And you can see he's got the the classic white rag that he's just like wiping the bar down with, and he's kind of leaning in. He's leaning in to see if maybe you'll talk to him more or something like that. He's just like, "Oh hell yeah!"
Oh no, she doesn't. She doesn't try and take the first step or anything. If he wants to talk to her, he's going to have to strike up a conversation. So she'll just be kind of quietly just sipping at her drink and seeing if he wants to talk to her, or if anyone else approaches and gets her attention.
All right, I want to roll for this guy really quick to see if he has the balls to talk to you. I'm going to do, let's see.
Roll for balls.
Jinx, you got me. I was like...
Now, there is a thing in the book for seduction that can be an opposed check if you want.
Okay.
It can be contested or an extended check. And
is there really anything opposing right now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's up to him if he wants to see if he can like use that or something else. I don't know.
What is the roll for it?
If you're the seducer, you're using either presence plus persuasion plus any equipment bonus, or manipulation and persuasion. And then it's opposed by wits and composure.
Equipment bonus.
Equipment bonuses of like a good pickup line is a +1, or appealing cologne, or nice clothes, that kind of stuff.
That's actually really awesome.
Yeah,
okay. Give me a second here.
Decorative katana.
Look at my amazing katana.
500 dice right there. It's automatic success.
You know what? I'm not going to actually roll for that. I'm just gonna say that he kind of like, after leaning in for a little bit and you're not biting, he's like, maybe this girl is a little bit over my level, and he kind of realizes that that was a long shot, and goes back to making drinks, still giving you the look like, wow, holy shit.
Well, she definitely doesn't feel taken aback by that. It's more of a she's just, if you've got the balls to approach her, she'll talk to you.
This guy does not actually, though.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's his first day. Give him a break. All right, yeah. So you get your drink, and you're just sitting at the bar now, sipping the Cosmo.
Just kind of
it's
observing.
A decent Cosmo. You've had better. And I'm sorry. Go on, man.
She's just kind of observing, and like I said, making herself look like she, is approachable.
Very cool. And like I described to Katrina and Raymond, you take a look around and you see like the whole layout of this nightclub, and you see the stairs going up and the different tables and stuff like that. You see the Autumn Courts table, and looks like Raymond and Katrina are kind of just walking in to greet their court. And then when you look over to the other side, you see the summer court leader, Emmanuel, just kind of leaning over the railing, and he notices that you notice him, and he gives you a nod to just signify, we're up here. Not to, he knows that you're going to do your thing, whether it's having a drink or having a dance, and that's fine. He's just letting you know that that's where your people are at.
Okay. She'll take her time getting up there,
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where she wants to just kind of like, it was a long day. She did have lots of, people that she was going around meeting and showing them houses and stuff. And so she does want to kind of let loose a little bit first, just kind of, ease up on all the seriousness of the day and just kind of relax. And so first she's just gonna maybe wait it out maybe 10 minutes or so and see if anyone wants to talk to her, offer a dance, something like that, maybe another drink. If not, then she'll like slowly make her way around the room towards that area.
Okay, awesome. And now I want to cut to Frank. So you are pulling up to the club in your kind of beat up hand-me-down Civic. Being the last one to arrive, it's you kind of have to look a little bit harder for parking, but sure enough, you find it not too far away. Like the others, just maybe less than a minute's walk to the place. And as you step out of the car and you turn and you see the club and you see the line of people waiting to get in, hopefully, if they're lucky enough, seems to be really popping. You see Craig Baker of the Winter Court standing guard at the door, letting in people a little bit at a time, and you both make eye contact. And
So the moment that Frank sees Craig, he shouts, "Craig!" and starts waving at him, and he starts running towards him.
So you go to run across the street. A car slams on its brakes and honks at you to avoid running you down. And he sees you and he's like, "Oh shit, Frank." It's just like he likes you. You guys are buds, but he knows that you can be like a handful. But he likes you. You're a nice guy, and you guys are both ogres, so you kind of have this weird connection of being like huge fucking dudes. And even though you guys represent different courts and stuff like that, and you have different like seemings, you guys see the similarities in your appearances somewhat, and you guys are friends. So when you approach him, he immediately goes to pet Fluffy, and he's just like, "Oh, and you brought Fluffy with you? Yes."
Oh yeah, I didn't want him to be alone. Right, Fluffy? Oh.
I'm just thinking about right now how like fucked up it would be to bring a fucking dog to a nightclub.
Yeah.
Maybe one emotionally scarred dog is
Yeah,
just going to constantly mess with his light here.
No, but to you, that makes sense. Like, why would that be a problem? I mean, you love your dog. Like, this is going to be fun. Like, you're taking him with you. Like, so like the others, he looks at the blank piece of paper and pretends to check off something, and then he just opens the door and politely motions for you to enter.
Okay, so Frank enters, and Frank's mean is, well, he's a gargantuan ogre, so he's basically huge, really strong, really, powerfully built, probably has a full beard or something, nothing, like, too strange.
And so you're greeted with the same sounds and sights that I just explained to the others here. The sound from outside is, like I said, once you walk through that doorway, immediately drowned out by just the loud bumping house music. And this is the kind of place where it's so loud, like you have to like yell into your friend's ear if you want them to hear you. And when you go upstairs, it's a little bit quieter. Like you can have a conversation, but in general, this is a loud place. This is, it's just cranked up to 11, and people are just going crazy on the dance floor. Drinks are flowing. You see these wait staff kind of walking around with these trays of like blue colored drinks that somewhat match the blue lights of the bar and of the rest of the establishment. This sort of like crystallized like ice aesthetic that they're kind of going for, which is like a stark contrast to the just pretty much blistering heat of southern Florida in the summer. It is just like almost like tropical environment where it's just like wet and just like humid and hot like all the time. And so you see You see your courtmate Isabel enjoying herself. Would you, Isabel? Would you say you're still having a drink at this point, or maybe you're dancing a little bit, or what are you doing at the moment that Frank enters the club?
Unless she's been approached by someone, she wouldn't have gone out onto the dance floor. She's more trying to see if she can get someone to come to her.
Okay.
And so if that hasn't happened, she would be still there trying to make herself look, available.
Yeah. Okay, so absolutely.
Maybe at the bar, just sipping at a drink.
Okay.
Keeping it slow so that she doesn't, just down a bunch of alcohol.
Absolutely.
Tipsy.
And this is interesting, actually. This is just like a side note. I was reading the rules for clarity like the other day, and I think you can I don't think this applies to alcohol and general partying and stuff like that, but you can lose clarity if you take illicit substances. It weakens your
LSD.
Yeah, that's what I kind of interpreted it as too. If you're doing drugs,
how you see things. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I definitely in our game of changelings can drink. Yeah, it's not like a thing to worry about.
Yeah. Maybe it applies to just hallucinogens.
I think so. I think it just applies to drugs.
I think it's mind
serious ones. Yeah, mind altering substances. Yeah, just a side note. I don't know why I brought that up, but anyways.
Now this is cool. I like that because it's like a tutorial for me. I've never played this game, so I love hearing shit like that. So I'm learning about it. So it's awesome.
Good.
Yeah, you pop some LSD, you lose your mind.
Yeah, I mean,
if you have trouble distinguishing between reality and not reality,
it's not going to help you to take hallucinogens. Exactly.
Okay, well, so I'm safe just having a Cosmo or two.
Oh, absolutely, or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever you want.
Okay,
you know your thing. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, you're crazy now.
Isabel, he's totally gonna approach her "Hi, Isabel," shouting.
Well, you kind of have to shout. She'll smile at you, but she's not going to shout across the room. She'll wait till you come up to her and just, "Hi, Frank. It's good to see you again."
Have you seen Manuel? I think he wanted me to, be there with him.
I did, right? That was the one
you did. He leaned kind of over the balcony and kind of gave you a wave to show you that he knows you're here now and stuff like that.
I'll tell Frank. Well, I did see him earlier. He's upstairs. I was biding my time.
Oh, okay. I'll go see him. By the way, I brought Fluffy.
That poor dog.
Oh man.
Isabel gets it. She's like, "Oh shit." It's kind of fucked up.
It's just really loud, and the dog's probably cowering right now.
Yeah.
Loud. He's like, "Oh no, what's happening?"
And yeah, Frank, you can we say that Isabel, you kind of motioned to where you saw Emmanuel kind of give you a wave earlier, and he's still standing in the same spot. Kind of somewhat somber, kind of in a contemplative state, and he sees Frank, and he he gives him a nod, and then kind of motions for him to come upstairs.
Oh well, got to go. Talk to you later.
I'll see you soon.
And then Frank, as you make your way up the stairs of the nightclub, as you get to where the stairs end, you see all these different booths and tables, and you kind of see Emmanuel. He walks from the railing that he was leaning over to signal to you. He walks over to where the VIP area is, in a mortal bouncer unhooks the chain and lets the both of you in to where the Summer Court's table is. And he has an empty seat. He sits down, and there's an empty seat right next to him, which he has saved for you at his right hand. He literally wants you to sit at his right hand. He like I said earlier, the summer court, Emmanuel, or like as you guys call him, Manny, a lot of the time, or you just know him as Manny. He really, really, really likes you, Frank. He has like the utmost trust in you. With your mantle 3, you are like the embodiment of summer. There's like a hot air that, people feel when you walk by sometimes. You embody its traits, and because of that, it's almost affected your fey means in a sense. And your standing within the court is pretty strong. You're like a, I don't want to say you're like a bruiser, because you're like a, you're a gentle guy. I'm not saying you go around and beat people up, but you're the defender. You're somebody who's always going to have his friends and his courtmates' backs, and they see that and they recognize that, and that's one of the reasons why you're sitting at the right hand of the king of your court right now. And so the two of you sit down, and you say hi to your other courtmates. You recognize that Eric Gilbert is there, your other friend Bethany, your other friend Christy. These are just different changelings from your court, and there's only 5 members of the summer court other than you and Isabel. So like it's a small group. It's a little table, and you guys are kind of all sitting around it, and he welcomes you. Just says like, Frank, I'm really glad to have you here by my side tonight. And he puts his hand on your shoulder, and he notices the backpack that you're carrying, and the kind of movement in it, and he's, oh, you brought your dog here. Well, great. No problem. That's fine. Well, I'm glad to have you here by my side tonight, son. As you know, this is it's a pretty big day for the freehold. Look at we got one of our own, well, not one of the summer court, but one of the members of our freehold kind of entering the business world, as it seems, owning her own nightclub. This could be a pretty great thing for the freehold. I mean, look at all the people that are here. This is just a sea of people that we can sustain ourselves from. Look at all the passion and the emotion that they're feeling down there. And he kind of like points out to the dance floor where there's just like people dancing, and it's obscured by these like strobe lights and different sorts of like nightclub like lights and effects and stuff like that.
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow, with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there. High Level Games, the industry's first choice in taking your games to the next level. We are a podcast blog and new media network at highlevelgames.ca. We have blog posts about all of your favorite games going up 5 days a week, and a podcasting network with actual plays and shows that discuss role-playing games, with more rolling out all the time. We are on iTunes, Twitch, and YouTube. Find out more information at highlevelgames.ca, a site that certainly isn't controlled by a shadowy board of directors of otherworldly origin. That's highlevelgames.ca.
Please, help. They're coming.
Hey, do you like World of Darkness? Do you want to introduce your friends to it? But there's one problem. Nobody reads books anymore. This presents you with a problem, doesn't it? You want to get your friends into these awesome games, but they don't have the time or wherewithal to read any of them. Well, that's where Brett the Hitman comes in. Brett the Hitman, your one-stop shop on YouTube for all things related to World of Darkness. Currently in the middle of his Werewolf the Apocalypse series, which is showing tremendous growth. It's going to the moon! That's right, watch Brett the Hitman and you will get style, flair, humor, and of course some dank meme magic. Fucking normies! Brett the Hitman on YouTube at youtube.com/I love other people's misery. So watch now! If only for the dank memes. Tune in today!
The Los Angeles metropolitan area is constantly growing and changing. The Central District is full of new buildings. The Hollywood and Wilshire districts, once far from downtown, now are part of a which spreads past Beverly Hills and out to the ocean. But why is all this going on in Los Angeles? Why is Los Angeles an exploding city?
Neon Masquerade.
The Demon's Mirror.
13 Candles.
3 Chronicles running through the undead veins of the City of Angels.
The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers Actual Play podcast invites you to drink deeply.
Go to eorpodcast.com and search the duets tag to find out more.
Hi guys, I wanted to let you know about my YouTube channel, the video journals of Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey is a character I play in a live-action vampire game called New England Nightmares, which uses the new By Night Studio rules for Mind's Eye Theatre. The Chronicle's set in the city of New Haven, Connecticut, and we run on the third Saturday of every month in Southington, Connecticut. Most of the credit for the stories told in my journals comes from the plots developed by the amazing storytellers who run my game. So the videos on my channel are basically an in-character video logs of the newly sired Ventrue Mike Bailey. They follow him from his days as a naive mortal to his violent embrace during the Anarch Revolt in the City of London and on to his arrival on the shores of New Haven. The journals show Mike trying to come to terms with his kindred nature, his powerful but impure blood, and his attempts to hide his past from other members of the court of Prince Lucius. So I put out updates every 2 weeks, and I love feedback and questions, so check out my channel, subscribe, and leave me a comment.